So basically, sir, the scope will be, just about you and me. I'll tell you about myself, shortly. So the course, then the ERP, right? Overview. The journey of this Exapta, it was Exapta, as one of our friends said, it was Navision. So similarly, it was Exapta earlier, right? It from Exapta, it became AX, then it became F&O now. So we'll see that journey also, the methodology, which you used to see. So yes, little bit it will be fast today, sir, because that we will cover once again when we start the course, right? In the detailed manner. Then the modules which we are going to cover here and the navigations, right? So this is what we are going to do today in the demo. So this is about me, sir. My name is Manish, and I am having a total of 30 years of experience in different ERPs. I worked in SAP. I left SAP R by 3 in 2004. Okay. I started working in 1995. And since the last more than 30 years, I am working on different ERP like CRM. I am working F&O. Majority of the modules I am covering like finance, MB310, supply chain, MB330, then production, MB320, then there's advanced supply chain management, and many other things like project information management, and many other things. So most of the module will be covered by me. Then I have worked on the business center also, sir. Like business this Navision also I have worked long back, but now I'm not working on the Navision. But yes, business center I worked and a very strong experience in the domain industries. When it comes to the domain industries, means sir, like one of our friends just said, he's making the invoice and this as an end user, right? Okay, so I worked as an end user also. Then these are my core experience, sir. Sales and marketing, service, supply chain management, production, finance, and many more. Then I work in almost all kind of industries, sir. Be it telecom, be it software industry, be it retail, FMCG, EPC. Yeah, I have worked in many industries. And of course, as you know, so for us, it will be common language will be English, but because I'm Indian, so obviously I speak Hindi also very well. Yeah. So this is what we have seen. So I'll be helping you in covering all the course which are there in the certification as per the Microsoft, sir, right? So I'll be taking few scenarios during the course. The live examples will be based on the real-time industries, right? The values may be different, but the concept will be from my field experience of more than 30 years, right? So we're getting the practical experience, the practical issues, the solutions for those practical issues, right? Because tomorrow, if you are going to the field, you are going to implement the ERP. So implementation as compared to easy. But when you go for the after go live support, right? So you need a lot of experience. So user will come to you with a different issues, and then you need to solve all those issues, right? Yeah. So I'll be helping that also. And if you want extra help for the certification, that is also available with us, sir. Huh? Okay, at a very nominal cost. Yes, but that will be 100% guarantee and assured. Lab setup, sir. For lab setup, yes, we will be providing the server also for the lab setup, sir. Because whatever I'm teaching, a few sessions will be purely vertical, sir. But yes, later on, first I'll be covering the theory part, then I'll be doing the practical in front of you. So you can practice along with me, or you can ask your questions. You can practice, after the class, before the class, during the weekends, and then you can ask your doubts and questions, right? I'll be taking few scenarios I told you, sir, and rest of the scenario you can take as per your choice, and then we'll have your doubt sessions in between. In addition to that, sir, I'll be taking your doubts during during the class, before the class, end of the class. Yeah. So the minimum requirement will be if you are going for a VM, sir. For server based, there is no, for web based, there is no limit, though no minimum requirement is there. But yes, for the VM virtual machine, if you want to install in your PC, so it should be Microsoft Windows 10 or above, 250 GB SSD. SSD, I hope everybody understands. It's a solid state drive, not hard disk. Hard disk is a mechanical drive. Yeah. So if you're using a hard disk, then system will be slow. Memory should be ideally at least 16 GB. And CPU, of course, should be i5, i7. Preferably, it should be i7 or i9, but i5 will also work. Yeah, but not i3. i3 is too slow to work. And then you'll have for this unlimited access for the 6 months. Okay, I'll be telling during the course, sir, the different type of questions, right? So that I'll be telling you the procure to pay cycle, order to cash cycle, and many other things, right? That we'll be discussing during the course of the session, sir. So this is what we are going to do. Now, if I go to the system, sir, basically This ERP is, what is ERP first of all? ERP is enterprise resource planning, where all the departments, all the modules. See, department is what? Here we call it as a module. That department will be like it's a manufacturing. So there's a module called production. The supply chain. In supply chain, a lot of modules, right? Similarly, there's a finance department. In finance, we have a lot of modules like that. So all the modules will be interlinked with each other. You create data one time, and that data will be available everywhere. No need to create duplicate records, no data redundancy, nothing. Oh, that's the purpose of the ERP. The data is on real time available. Somebody is entering based in the Singapore, you can immediately see in the US or maybe in the India at the same time. Sir. So there are a lot of ERP from the Microsoft. Sir. The thing which we are discussing is F&O, is finance and operation. And the another ERP, as our friend was saying, it is Business Central as of now, latest version, because it's a web-based now. So for web-based, Microsoft has renamed it to Microsoft Dynamics 365. If it is Office, then it's a Office. If it is a Business Central, it's a Business Central. But they have prefixed this word, right? Prior to this, it was Nav, and before that, one Navision. Yeah. And then they have CRM, they have GP, and few more ERPs they have. So let us focus about the F&O, sir, which we are here to discuss. So the journey of this was started in around 2005 when Microsoft acquired this. So I'm working on this Exapta 3.0 since 2005, sir. Yeah. Then I started this after every 4 years, Microsoft used to launch a new version. Okay, so it was 3.0, then 4.0, then 2009, then 2012. In India, it came in December 2012. It was launched in December 2012, sir, right? And I was the one who implemented this AX into their company. Yeah. Then there were some bugs. Obviously, there may be some bugs. So those were fixed in the release 2. In short, we call it as a R2. And the most successful version of this is R3. Today also, you'll find this R3 successfully running in many industries. And you may get a chance to upgrade this to F&O. Okay. So in nutshell, the Exapta became AX and now it's F&O. The methodology is basically sure step methodology. The name. Methodology is nothing but it's a kind of processor, the sequence which you follow during the implementation. So this is the whole sequencer from analysis phase till you go live. So first phase comes as the analysis phase, sir. You go to the client, you understand their as-is process. As-is what, sir? Requirement, their current requirement, what they are doing, how they are doing, as-is, and what they want from the system. Obviously, there are improvement, right? Always in every process. So based on these two things, this is called requirement gathering, and the document which you prepare here as a consultant is called as functional requirement document. Okay, FRD. Okay, functional requirement document. After the course, you will see what is available in the system. Correct? Because I'll be teaching that to you. And you have the what is available in the system, you have requirement. Then we prepare a document called gap fit. Fit means whatever is available, you will do the configuration. And throughout the course, we'll be doing this activity, sir. You can call it as a configuration, you can call it as a setup, okay? And this comes under the fit, means this is readily available. If something is not available, that is called as a gap. Yeah, means it has to be developed. So developed has to be done by who? Technical consultant, who is to do the coding of this in the system. Okay, but it's the duty of the functional consultant to take everything from the client, give the requirement to the technical consultant for the development, and then finally test it. Test means configuration you did, development, the technical consultant did, then you do the testing of your own configuration as well as development testing. And in combined also, you do the whole testing, right? The whole system. Okay. So after this analysis phase, it comes the design phase. Design phase, I told you, sir, configuration, development, testing. Yeah. It's like you can understand, sir, like you are planning to build your house. So first you will prepare the map, then you will get approved from the statutory authority, right? Then you will start the construction. So basically you are configuring the system. In between these two, there's an optional step pre-design, sir. you will prepare much more detailed document. FRD is just an overview of the requirement, right? FDD means each and every step, whatever was there, you write a solution here. It's optional. Why optional, sir? It takes a lot of time. So generally, company doesn't give it because everything has a cost associated with it. The more manpower you put, obviously the cost will be high and adversely affect your P&L, profit and loss. Okay. The next step is client. You will give the system to the client for their testing, because here when you are testing the system, sir, you may be using 10 test cases to test different conditions, different scenarios, but client, the user, the end user will test the system based on his practical day-to-day entries, and he may use 50 cases, he may use 100 or 1,000 cases. He will do the thorough testing. And once he is satisfied, then he will go give you the go-ahead for the go live. Yeah. If he is not satisfied, what happens actually now? Here's user doesn't know anything about the system, but here he started understanding the system. So his requirement keep on changing. Okay. If the requirement is changing, then again you have to follow the same processor. So what happens? The conflict, arise here. So if it is smaller requirement, that you can do free of cost. But generally, if it's a major requirement, those requirement will be done to the CR, means change request. Change request means, sir, you will be charging the customer for the additional cost. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll ask for the masters. What is master? Masters is basically, suppose there are 1,000 customers. So there's a customer master is one of the master. They have multiple items to sell. For example, they are selling mobile, they are selling laptop, they are selling shirt, they are selling t-shirt, they are selling bands, like that. So all those things will come under the masters. There can be bank master, there can be asset master, there can be customer master, there can be vendor master. So many masters will be there, right? And whenever you are going to live, sir, so you go live as on generally first of the month. That's advisable always, right? Because you generally don't go live middle of the month. Otherwise, it's difficult for you also to understand and to remember those dates. So what is the closing period? Suppose I am going live today. Today is what, sir? Today is 14th of August. So obviously, we'll go live as on 1st of September. So what is the closing balance as on 31st of August that we'll be taking from the client, from the customer? And those closing balance will become opening balance for the next day. Correct, no? The previous day closing will become opening balance for the next morning. Correct? So this is what we take. And data, whatever data you take, sir, the masters, those masters should be cleansed properly. Cleansed means, sir, the unwanted data should not be uploaded into the system. Because there's a, there's a slogan called, if garbage in, then garbage will be out, right? So better, whatever data they are giving, it should be properly cleansed. It is not your duty, sir, but you will help them to do the cleaning. Why I'm saying, sir? Why you see, there are two things. One is software implementer, another is consultant. Here we are talking about the consultant. So what is the difference between the software implementer and consultant, sir? The main difference is software implementer just implement whatever is available. Here you will not do that. You are following a sequence of instructions, sequence of process, right? You are understanding the requirement. You are fitting your product into their format. You are just selling the software. Plus, you are giving advice to them. You are giving consultancy, means world best practices to the client. Sometimes you will modify your system, as I told you. But sometimes, if required, customer has to change their process. And that's the job of a consultant. That's why you will be a consultant, not a software implementer. That's the biggest difference. Okay. And finally, we'll go live, sir. Go live, as I told you, preferably if it is first of the financial year, fiscal year. For India, it is 1st April, and for for UK and other countries, it is generally 1st of the January, because they are using calendar year as a fiscal year. In India, we are using 1st April to 31st March. And then we'll be doing the go live support, which I was telling you. So I'll be helping in this scenario. So I'll desperately make some mistakes during the configuration here. And then I'll be telling the solution also. And when we go to the system, I'll be asking you what should be the probable solution for this, so that you will be prepared for this as well, sir. And many questions will come in the certification also and during the interview also, sir. So we'll start with the legal entity creation. Legal entity means company. The new company creation, general ledger, account receivable, account payable, cash and bank management, budgeting, fixed asset, and tax. These are the major modules, sir. Apart from it, we'll be having a lot of other discussions also about the other modules which are common. For example, inventory, some setup is there in the inventory, some setup is there in the product information management. So everything will be looking during the course. Okay, so there's a long way to go here, sir, because we have to spend at least whatever time they have been, around 50 sessions or so, depending on our speed. It can be high also, it can be little low also, depending on your questions, etc. If I go to the system, sir, so system will look like this, sir. I'll tell you how to play with the system, that we'll be discussing in detail, right? Okay, so this is the system. This home page, favorites, like if you remember on the browser, you used to mark some favorites. Suppose a site, for example, Gmail, you are opening every day. So you can mark that as favorite. So here also you can mark as a favorite. Recent, like Excel you open. So the last file you can see right over there. If I go there, you'll see the last file here. You see, the latest file will be on the top. So similarly here also, whatever Excels you are doing, those will come under the recent. Modules, different modules are which I was telling you. So basically, I'll be starting with the organized administration, new entity creation. We go. And then after this, we'll be going to the GL. And GL will be major part, sir. It will have at least 8 to 10 sessions in the GL alone, or even more than that. Then accounts payable. Here you see on the top, accounts payable, account receivable, budgeting, cash and bank management, fixed asset, and then tax module I told you, sir. You see here. I'll be telling you something about the system administration module also, some setup in the product management also, which comes in the SCM, and some setup in the procurement also. So there are a lot of common setup also. For example, production setup also I'll be telling you. Yeah, related to the finance. Basically, here the number of sessions doesn't matter. See, if I am telling you something, so that should be 100% understood by you. Even if I have to take 2 sessions more, I'll not mind. Are you getting it?
You're talking about the main course, right?
Yes. So the course will be covering, sir. Irrespective, if you have to take few more sessions, we are okay. Because see, if I'm teaching, but if you doesn't understand anything, then there is no point, right?
Right.
So here, the point is, sir, whatever I'm teaching, it should be 100% understand by you. I'll be asking a lot of questions. I'll be giving the queries also. I'll be giving the exercises also, sir, to you. And then I'll be giving the system also to you, sir. During the training, you have, suppose today I told you something. So tomorrow, I'll be telling you should log into your system. You should start doing the same activity in front of everyone. And this chance will be given to everyone. So every module, sir, whatever modules we are doing, for example, GL, it has few parts, sir. One is the setup. So in the setup, it starts from here in the GL, from the chart of account. In other modules, if you go, you'll find separate, naming as a setup. From here, everything comes under the setup. Then this is the major, our main focus will be on the setup part. Then masters, sir. Every module will have masters also. Like I told you, we have customer master, we have vendor master, right? Then transactions, we'll do the setup, we'll create the masters, and finally, we'll do the setup. If I come to the this thing, sir, the same thing I told you, sir, here. Configuration and the testing. So same thing I'm telling you here, sir. Configuration is here, masters are here, then testing is here.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Then apart from it, sir, every module have inquiries and reports. Whatever work you have done so far, how to see that in the form of report, in form of inquiries. In the older version, before 2012, inquiries was separate, report was separate, but since the outcome is same, only the the way of showing is much different. So they have merged both the things. So you can see here. Then I'll be telling you how to see the report, how to schedule the report, everything we'll see in the details. Then some are periodic tasks, some tasks like you have to do weekly, some tasks you have to do monthly. So for that, the periodic task. So I repeat, setup, masters, transactions, inquiries and reports, and periodic tasks. These will be there in every module. Okay. So this is the table, right? You want to basically export to the Excel, or you want to edit something. Very easy here. So you go here, you see open. See, it's a Microsoft product. So here you see it's very easy. Within few seconds, this data will be exported to the Excel. Or if you want to amend this data into the Excel, sir, you can do that also. You change whatever you want to change in the Excel. You create, you add, you delete, you modify. Let me show you. Suppose here it's little difficult, right? You need to go and edit everything, but here it's easy because you are used to the Excel. So whatever, suppose you are going to add something tomorrow here. So in the live version, sir, you just say add, change anything, whatever you want to change here. Then system will create a linkage here, sir. Then you can upload all the changes to this form. And within few minutes, all the changes will be here. It's so easy. Okay. You can do the attachment. Suppose you want to send a drawing, you want to attach your house map here. For example, if you are into the interior designing course, then you can attach anything. The file can be attached a memo, it can be a PDF file, it can be image file, anything. It's a refresh button, sir. And if you want to do some actions, suppose you want to create a document, beautiful document here. So there's a method called task recorder is there. You see, I can go here. I can write something. That is detailed description of this. Create. I'll tell you how to create the documents for the end users. Otherwise, what you have to do, sir, you have to write everything. You have to take the screenshots. So it takes a lot of time. But here, you can do easily. Suppose you want to click this. So you can see here. You see, it has given this sequence. Now, what happens? Wait for a second. You see, if you say edit, it will click edit here on the right side. Means every action it will be recording, sir. You see, edit, save. I mean to say, whatever action you are doing here, every action will be recorded here. Once you are through, you can go on the top and say stop. Means your recording is stop. Then you can export this as a document. And then, the extension comes which will record the screenshot also. That also I'll tell you, sir, how to record that. Whatever action I did within a second with the screenshot, it will use all the complete document. If I tell you again, so you can go to the settings, sir. You see on the top, on the right side, settings. In the settings, you see there's a task recorder.
Okay.
Okay, very easy.
Okay.
Help you can see from here, sir. Yeah, you're welcome, sir. Help you can see from here. Or nowadays, Google is the best one. There's Microsoft Community is there, so you can find all the document there, right? Everything you find there. User ID is there, sir. This is a legal entity. You see, this is a legal entity. So there are so many legal entity available in the demo. It's a demo company, sir. So you can see a lot of entity are there. So you can go to any company here. Notification for reference purpose. Suppose you don't know anything. You just type in the search. Let's say release product. Suppose you know only few words of this, huh? You see. Let me type again. You see, it will show everything here. Correct? So you can choose where you want to go. Suppose you want to say customer, master. You see? Correct, no? So you can see here, if you want to run the report, you will show the customer report and so many account statement and so many things are there. Or better, you should practice here to the path. That is always better because otherwise, how will you prepare for the interview? How will you do the day-to-day work? Although I told you, sir, you can create the favorites, but I never recommend that to my students because if you start following this up, you see, this will open this, but I will remember this in the future. Yeah. So better you should follow the path here. You go to the product information management here, and from here you should click here. You see favorites. This is symbol. Click here.